Hello, folks. I'm OdinSpack, and welcome back to 33 years and counting of my favorite games. This is part three, the year 2020. Now, 2020, pretty, unfortunate year, I would say, for not for video games necessarily, but just on Earth. Remember when it was like taboo to talk about COVID online? Like videos would get demonetized if they even mentioned it at the beginning of the video. You had to say like the ongoing. Actually, I don't think you could even say pandemic. I think you just had to say like ongoing world events. Like you'd have to say stuff like that. It was really weird. Um, we're still dealing with that. I know that's not what we're here to talk about, but it did play an influence on my gaming experiences through the year, and I think kind of what ended up like coming out and just there was a lot of online uh, games that really took off in 2020. Some things were released that were like exploded in popularity, definitely because of it, and you'll definitely see that influenced within my top choices for 2020. So why don't we get right on into it? I got nothing to explain like the other two videos. Let's just get going to the honorable mentions. I want to lump these into two different categories: multiplayer and single player. So my honorable multiplayer mentions. The first one being Animal Crossing: New Horizons. This took the world by storm when it came out. I've put like this is one of my most played Switch games, and I honestly didn't play it for very long. But every time I played it for a long amount of time. So it's one of my few Switch games that I have over 100 hours on. Some people that's nothing, like they have like thousands of hours on this game. But I had a great time playing it. It was a lot of fun just hanging out on other people's islands with friends and that. I know this is a lot of people's top game of this year. I like the series, but it's not. This is one of those games where I play it for a bit and enjoy it, and then I move on. So there's that. And then the other one, not quite the same kind of game, was Streets of Rage 4. I played this one co-op with my brother, who I lived with at the time. So he was pretty much my only local social like anything I had uh, during the pandemic. So Streets of Rage 4 came out, and it was a ton of fun. I initially actually had this as my number three on this list, but I decided that just because like I did enjoy it and it was great, but nothing's really like made me like come back to it or anything like that. The replayability is there, but it's not one where I find myself really wanting to go back to it. But I definitely have fond memories of playing it. Then we played through it. I think twice. We played through it regularly. Then we played it on hard mode. I think there's even a harder difficulty, but I don't think we ended up doing that. But that was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy it. I never grew up with the series, but that was a good one. And then these other two single player experiences, I have to put these in the honorable mentions because I never finished either of them, and I feel like if I had, they would be in my top three. So I fully intend to finish these games one day. So this list may change in the future. The first being Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I was super hyped for. And then I had a really bad experience pre-ordering this game, and I never ended up getting it until I think almost a year later or half a year later. And I played it, and I didn't get very far into it, but I had goosebumps the whole time watching the intro and that. Uh, it was super fun, but I never finished it, so I'm just not including on my top three. And the other one is Trials of Mana, which is a remake of a game that we never got back in the day, Seiken Densetsu 3, which they did come out on the collection of Mana. And this was one, a little secret here for you. I was actually recording as a Let's Play, a blind Let's Play, or a first playthrough uh, for this channel. I was going to play through the entire game, record it, uh, and then I got like, I think I got like 20-ish parts in, and then something came up, and then I never ended up going back to it. But I was having a lot of fun with it. I can definitely see that being in my top three because the original game I enjoyed the heck out of back in the day. So So that one's not on here either. But I'll let you know that like when I first started playing the game, the intro music, I started tearing up actually at the music. I was so excited. So I'm sure that one will probably replace one of these top three when I do finish it. Anyway, let's go to the actual top three, the bronze medal, because this is, here's games that I've actually played a whole bunch. And like I said, 2020, a huge emphasis on multiplayer, online multiplayer, and that's really evident in these titles. So, with my bronze medal pick, my number three is Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. This game recently went free to play as of 2 months ago, I believe. I got it when it released. I played a little bit of the beta. I enjoyed it. It's like the Mario Party mini games, but like all like the racing ones mostly, coupled with some other team-based stuff. It's just a fun experience to play with a bunch of people. It's fun to try and win every time. I mean, that's the whole point of the game. Uh, it was definitely a unique battle royale experience that wasn't out there. It was the battle royale for the platformers. For the fans of the platforming games. And I think they hit it out of the park with it. It's free, like I said, it's free to play now, so like you can get it now and enjoy it. I've actually been recently playing it. I haven't played it as much lately, because like I said, once games go free to play, it keeps me for a little bit, then I stop. But when it wasn't, I was kind of the same boat where I played it for probably like half the year and then I dropped off. But I definitely recognize it as being like a really cool uh, and just like a unique game that definitely spawned a lot of imitators as well. So it took the battle royale concept, which wasn't new, but it had its own twist on it, and I think it did really well. So fully deserving of my number three. My silver medal is Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. This is a really oddball choice, but I continue to play this game. I have continued to play this game since it came out till now, because of its online capabilities. I have played this so much with my wife. When we were, struggling through the pandemic, we couldn't see each other in person. Uh, it was really frustrating, but we were able to play all bunch of games on there all the time. We would play a lot of Last Card, a lot of Yacht Dice, Blackjack, Texas Hold'em, billiards. Those are the ones that are usually like our go-tos. There's other ones on there I'm probably forgetting. Um, but it kept me sane during that. It gave us something to do, and we still continue to play it because it's just so fun. All the games on there are very timeless. So if you like chess, checkers, uh, Connect Four or Four in a Row, there's a bunch of little fun toy games on there. It's a nifty little set of games. It doesn't offer a lot to play it 3 or 4 player, even though it's capable. There's not many options on there for that, which is kind of one of its downfalls. Because there's definitely some games on there that could be 3 or 4 player, and it isn't. So I'm not quite sure about that. But for just you and another person, it's a great experience both in person and online. It's definitely better on 2 switches though, because a lot of the games require your own screen. For like the card games, for instance, you have to have your own hand. So like if you're only playing on one Switch, you can't play those kinds of games on there, unfortunately, um, because then you could see each other's hands. But most of the games on there, two player are fully compatible with 2 switches. Actually, all of them are. They're all at least 2 player. You can play against the CPU, I guess, too, if you want. But anyway, that's my silver medal. And then my gold medal is a game you can't you can't play anymore. I mean, technically you can, but not like legally anymore. Is Super Mario Bros. 35. So this was another battle royale that came out for Mario's 35th anniversary, I want to say. Yeah, that makes sense. Mario 35. Uh, if you ever played Tetris 99, this was basically that, but you played Super Mario Bros. 1 It was very similar to how that game worked. I hate saying like it was because like I said you can't play it anymore. But I love the original Super Mario Bros. And this game like made me uh like fall back in love with that game again. Because like I had grown up and I enjoyed it and I've played through it countless times, but I got so much better at playing Mario 1 after Mario 35 came out. A battle royale experience where I can be the best at Mario against other people, like that game was made for me. Uh, I played that so much. I did a series on this channel that ran from January 1st till the shutdown on March 31st. Technically went to April 1st. It was almost like a joke. Oh, April Fools, but no, they ended up shutting it down. So it ran from the beginning of October. So I played it almost every day when it was up. I really wish they would bring it back. Hopefully you're watching this video and they have brought it back, like in the future, right? Like if you're watching this like a year from now and hopefully it's been brought back. I don't see Nintendo doing it because they're pretty strict with like when they stick to something they kind of do. Like they're not, oh, hey, fan feedback, we decided to not get rid of it. But I wish they would bring it back. It's probably not gonna happen. But it's still my game of the year, even if I can't play it anymore, because I really enjoyed it. Those brief months that I got to play it, one of the best Mario experiences I've had. Even if the game was just playing through Mario 1 over and over again, playing through 1, 1, and 1, 2 so many times over and over again, it was still a blast. I would do it all over again. Um, so I hope they bring it back. All right, and there you go. There's my top 3 of 2020. Next time, we'll get back in the previous decade and we'll start talking 2019. So until then, I've been OdinSpack. Goodbye.